Hello everybody, it's my birthday. I'm officially 28 years old. I've gotten to the point where birthdays stop being very fun and you kind of just wish everything would stop. I used to do big extravagant things for my birthdays. I used to plan big parties. I used to plan big Vegas trips, but now honestly all I want to do is sit down and relax with a beer. And a few years back for my birthday, I made a video called 26 Mistakes I've Made in 26 Years, where I went down and listed a mistake I made every single year of my life. Because self-deprecating humor is something that we've become accustomed to here on this channel. But this year I thought it would be fun to give instead of receive for my birthday. Y'all nasty, get your mind out of the gutter. I thought I would share with you all 28 things I've learned in 28 years. This is gonna be a much more chill, relaxed video, but I haven't done one like that in a while, and that's really all I wanna do for my birthday. So I hope you guys enjoy it. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Don't be so afraid. And I don't mean that very literally. I mean just don't live your life afraid of what could happen potentially. A lot of people wonder why I do so many crazy things, how I could just not worry about what other people think of me, and why I just do whatever I want. And it's honestly because I spent over 23 years absolutely terrified of what people would think about me. I spent so many years afraid of who I was, about how everybody would view me, about how my family would think about me, about if anybody would ever actually be able to love me, and I was so miserable and scared for so long. That's why I do whatever I want now. That's why I don't care what anyone else has to say about me. I don't care what anybody thinks about me. I only care about how I think of myself, because spending so much time afraid of what everyone else thinks about you really makes you hate yourself. And that is something I just refuse to do. Don't take life so seriously. We all only have one life to live, and it's not gonna last forever. So why spend it worrying about what could potentially happen in the future? Live in the now and just have a little bit of fun. As long as you're being safe and respectful, who really gives a shit? Everyone's always spending so much time trying to be viewed a certain way, trying to reach a certain image, when why would you want to waste your time being anything other than you? Do you really want to spend your entire life worrying about what others think? I used to be the football captain in high school, and now I'm a pizza on the internet, and I've never been happier. Learn how to say no to things. We all deal with peer pressure, and it's sometimes really hard to say no because we're afraid that people aren't going to like us if we do that. I feel like a lot of these have to do with worrying about what other people think about you, but all still valid. If you don't want to do something, you by no means have to do it. And if people don't like you because of it, then why would you want their company? Why would you want to be friends with somebody or even be acquaintances with somebody if they're only gonna like you if you do what they want to do? That's not a friendship, that's not a relationship, that's control. A real, meaningful, valuable relationship would respect you for having the balls to do what you wanted to do and sticking to it. Don't be afraid to say yes. Sometimes people overthink things and pass up opportunities that come along their way. You might think that some things aren't worth your time and that other things are so far out of reach that why would you waste your energy? Even if something is a waste of time, you might gain something from that experience regardless. When I moved to LA, I started saying yes to everything and anything that came my way opportunity-wise. It's helped me meet people, it's given me great job opportunities, and it even got me on TV once. Don't waste your time trying to be somebody else. I wanted to be seen as a jock in high school, and I wanted to be seen as a frat boy in high school because I thought that's what I was supposed to be in order to get people to like me. And it wasn't until I moved across the country and didn't know anybody when I had to realize, oh God, now I don't have anybody impacting the way I act. So that's when I started to think about who I really was. It wasn't until then that I actually learned who I really was. Who I really was. Who I really was. I can't even say it. And now I'm surrounded by people that motivate me and have similar interests. I don't feel like such an odd man out trying to fit in. And trust me, you'll be much happier, more confident, and less stressed when you don't have to put on a costume every day. Unless you're a furry. In that case, zip it up so I can zip it down. Do what makes you happy. When I graduated college, I was so nervous and afraid because I had no idea what I wanted to do. I ended up moving back to New York City and getting a 9-to-5 office job with good money and good benefits because I thought that was just what you were supposed to do. I soon realized that that did not bring me any peace or happiness. So I ended up packing up all my shit, moving across the country and pursuing a career in digital media. It may not be as much money, it may not provide benefits, and it may not give me any security. But I wake up every day happy and loving what I do. And at the end of the day, that's really all I've ever wanted. Don't talk about your money. One thing I've learned is that if you talk about having a lot of money, you don't actually have a lot of money. And if you do have a lot of money and still talk about it, you have this idea that people are going to like you only because you have a lot of money. And to those people, my question is, why would you want friends who only like you because you have a lot of money? Success is silent. And also some street advice, telling people you have a lot of money does nothing but put a target on your back. Don't be fooled by love. A really amazing quote I heard recently was, red flags look like white flags when you're wearing rose-colored glasses. Sometimes when you love somebody, you see them in a different light, even if everybody around you is warning you about them. You convince yourself that they're good, or that they can change, or that they don't really mean the things that they say. And you do that because you want it so desperately to be true. But the hard truth to realize is sometimes that is just not the case. And that sucks, because then the one getting hurt in the end is you, and you didn't do anything wrong. However, you shouldn't convince somebody to love you right. And it sucks because love is literally like a drug. When you have it, you feel high as hell and you don't think clearly, and then when you lose it, it hurts and you go through withdrawal. And even in the future, when you get over it, you look back on it fondly and miss it, but you're also terrified of it at the same time. Love's a bitch, that's for sure. People can change. I hear people say a lot that they don't believe people can change, and that's not something I believe anymore. We learn something new every single day. We learn something from every accomplishment and every mistake. So with that in mind, how could we actually possibly believe that people stay the same? I think back about who I used to be and who I am now, and that helps me realize how far I've come. I used to be afraid of my own shadow. I used to be so afraid of who I was that I let somebody blackmailing me into doing horrendous things. I wouldn't wish the things that I've went through on anybody, but I wouldn't trade the things I learned from them for anything. It's okay to fail. Even good things can come from missed opportunities. Relationships fail. Friendships end. Sometimes you get put on MTV and you get canceled instantly. But I learned how I want to be loved from those failed relationships. And I learned how to be a better friend from those failed friendships. I don't really know yet what I learned from Lindsay Lohan, but I'm sure there's a message there somewhere. It's okay to not be okay. I know today with social media, all we want to do is portray the good things about our life and how everything is so great and we're all so happy, where sometimes that is just not the case. And it sucks because when you aren't feeling okay, you don't want to talk about it because you don't want anybody to know about it. Because we relate not being okay with being a failure, and then we become embarrassed. I wish I would have told people I wasn't okay when I wasn't. I wish I didn't turn to the things that I did to make myself feel better. I wish I didn't put myself in the situations I did to make myself feel better. I wish I just told my loved ones what was going on and how I was feeling so we could have fixed it. And I know sometimes that isn't available to everybody out there. So what I do suggest is finding an outlet to get it out some way or another that is healthy. Because I didn't always think I would have a family that cared. I didn't always think I would have friends that wanted to listen. So once upon a time, I turned on a camera and talked to that instead, and it helped me more than you know. Own up to your mistakes. It's not only the good things you gotta take responsibility for, sometimes you gotta take responsibility for the shitty things you did. And trust me, it is not easy, and you will not be rewarded right away. Sometimes you won't be rewarded at all. Taking responsibility for something and accepting the consequences is not always easy, but trust me, it feels so much better than living a lie and being somebody that can't be trusted. And it always works out for you one way or another, because people that don't do that always get caught eventually. Tell people how you feel about them. We are not all guaranteed tomorrow, and our loved ones won't always be there. If you love somebody, tell them. If you want to mend a relationship with somebody, tell them. Because if you sit around and wait, something unexpected can happen, and then you will never get that chance. I always thought growing up that I didn't have to come out to my parents because I was bisexual. I thought I could just end up with a girl and keep that other side of me a secret and never have to admit it. And then I had a conversation with somebody and they told me, but what if something happened to one of your parents and they ended up leaving this earth without fully knowing who their son was? And that resonated with me more than anything else. So I did it, even though I didn't have to. And now I have such an amazing relationship with my family. It's a relationship that I really never thought was possible. We are all so close now because no one is being secretive and hiding things from one another. And that's something I had to own up to. The world does not revolve around you. Yes, your world may revolve around you, but understand that everyone else is living their own lives simultaneously. Oh, that person can't hang out today? It's not that they're mad at you. They may just have something else going on. Oh, someone didn't text you back fast enough. They might just have something else going on. You're going through a breakdown and someone's not there to take care of you. They might have something else going on. We all just have to be more empathetic and not always expect the worst from everybody. Real friends stick around even when you have nothing to offer. You're gonna notice in your life that at times when you have a lot of money or a lot of clout or a lot of fame for whatever reason, random people are just gonna show up. People from your past that you haven't talked to in forever are just gonna pop back in to say, what's going on? You should understand that sometimes people aren't just there for you, they're there to take from you. They're there to mooch off you and make sure that you're not doing better than them. And trust me, those people will disappear just as quickly as they showed up once anything starts to decline. Forgiving somebody is not weakness. Holding hate in your heart for somebody else is exhausting and time consuming. Forgiving people isn't always easy, but it's in your best interest. So don't think about it like you're letting them get away with something. Think about it more like you are helping yourself move on. Show people when you're sorry. Don't tell them. Sometimes, guys, saying sorry doesn't fix a problem. When you break a plate on the ground and it shatters into a million pieces, when you say you're sorry to it, it doesn't put it back together. Sometimes sorry doesn't cut it, and the damage is just done. There are things I've done to people that are inexcusable, and the only way I can make up to it is to try my best to be a better person in the future. Words are meaningless, but changing your actions to not repeat that negative behavior, that's how you really apologize to somebody. Family doesn't need to be blood. You can choose your family. Your family are those that you learn from, those that you love, those that protect you, and those that are there for you. A last name doesn't make you family. A heart does. Good friends don't always need to talk to each other every single day to know that they're still there. There are friends that I need to see every single weekend in order to sustain the relationship, and then there are friends that I literally haven't talked to in over 2 years, but I know if I picked up the phone right now to call them, it would be like no time has even passed. Those are the friends that are gonna be in your life forever. Don't tell other people how to live their lives. You have your own life to live, okay? You should be worrying about that. If you have the time to judge other people on their life and their actions, then you have way too much time on your hands. Nobody is perfect, and we all can work on ourselves. Think about that before you tell anybody else to change what they're doing in order to make you feel better about yourself. Let go of the past, but don't forget it. That is how you change, that is how you grow, that is how you live an actual life. Don't be chained to the past, don't spend all your time thinking about negative memories, because those negative memories are what made you the you are today. Popularity does not equal worth. I don't care if you're the queen bitch in high school. I don't care if you got a lot of Instagram followers. That means nothing in the long run. That is literally monopoly money. That is literally the lowest and most shallow way to value somebody. All that's doing is putting all of your worth in everybody else's hands when you should be putting all of your worth in no one else's hands but your own. You got 3,000 people that will like your post, but you got one person that will always be there for you. Which one's more valuable? Don't respond to negativity. Sometimes all people want is a response, and giving them that is doing nothing but validating that negative behavior. Don't reward people for being an asshole. The best response to a mean comment is nothing at all. Trust me, that'll piss them off more than anything else. And please, for the love of God, stop fighting on Facebook. Stop fighting on Facebook. There's an election coming up. Everybody stay off Facebook. Don't be a silent bystander. If you're in school and you see a kid being bullied, stand up and say something. If you're an adult and you see an injustice going on, stand up and say something. Be a hero. You could save a life simply by speaking up, so if that's the case, there's no excuse not to do it. Don't be jealous, be supportive. We're all out here just trying to make our dreams come true, so why not help one another do it? That's how it becomes a mutual benefit for everybody. All we need to do is work together. Because if all you do is put out jealousy and hate on someone else's success, all you're really doing is projecting how unhappy you are. Put the phone down sometimes and live in the fucking moment. Like I've said before, life is too short and time is moving too fast to waste your time on that fucking mobile device. If you're at a concert, put your phone down, live in the moment. If you're at a party, put your phone down, live in the moment. If you're with your family, put your phone down, live in the moment. Because those people you're with, those experiences that you're living, those won't always be available, and I don't want to live it through a screen. It is not always wrong to be selfish. If you're not hurting anybody and you're not putting anybody down, it is completely okay to be selfish sometimes. If you need to move on from a toxic environment, that's fine. If you need to take some time for yourself, that's fine. Sometimes you really just have to look out for yourself. And finally, the best things in life don't come easily. If you have a dream, if you have a goal, work at it every single day and don't quit. Don't get discouraged. Don't worry about how much time is going by. Don't compare yourself to everybody around you. Just worry about yourself, because I promise you, if you work hard enough at it, it will happen. And when it does, you will feel so much better about it knowing how hard you work. Thank you guys for letting me sit here and talk to you for my birthday. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you did too. And if that's not all, my name is MikeMGTV, and you're fucking welcome.
Follow my kids, stay there. Head so good it's like daycare. Damn right, heights, gray there. I got a weed pipe, got a head full of gray hair. Never cheat when the game don't play fair. Bear with me, take those pants up and lay there. She rides my dick like the state fair. I was too fucked up to take off my Wayfares.